Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Jack Brewer was in Cobra Kai? Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, I would recommend you go watch it before continuing this one. So in this What If, the characters from Kickin will be canon to the Miyagi-verse, and they will exist in the same universe. So in this timeline, Jack would be the All Valley champion, and many students would want to join Cobra Kai. And much like in the original timeline, Carice would still be another sensei at Cobra Kai, and the events of Cobra Kai would continue. Johnny and Robbie would spend a lot more time together, and their bond would start to grow. Shannon would see how much time Johnny and Robbie were spending together, and she would see how Johnny was trying to be a good father. So in this timeline, Shannon would want to get back together with Johnny, and those events would carry on. Johnny would try being a good father, so he would spend most of his time on Robbie, and Carice would focus on the other students. Carice would start to take an interest in Jack, and he would see him as the future of the dojo. So Carice and Jack would spend a lot more time together. Jack would continue his training. Carice would ask Jack if he had any prior karate experience before joining Cobra Kai. So Jack would tell Carice the same thing that he told Johnny, how he trained with his grandfather, who trained Bobby Wasabi, and how he followed the Wasabi code. But Carice would tell him how he can't expect people to follow the same code, and that he needed to be merciless. Carice would tell Jack how Bobby Wasabi's philosophy was flawed, and that is why the Bobby Wasabi dojos were failing and closing down. So Jack would start to listen to Carice, and he would start to show no mercy. The events of Cobra Kai would continue. Jack would start to get into a couple fights outside the dojo, and he would start to fully embrace the no mercy philosophy, leaving behind the Wasabi code. Carice would like what Jack was turning into. Carice would influence the students, and they would start to become bullies. Johnny would see this, and he wouldn't like it. And having spent more time with Robbie, Johnny would start to see that the no mercy philosophy was wrong. Johnny would see the effect Carice was having on Jack, and Johnny would be afraid that Jack would turn out just like him in the 80s. So much like in the original timeline, Johnny would want to kick Carice out of Cobra Kai, but this time Carice would fight back, and he would tell Johnny that he talked to the landlord. So Carice would kick Johnny out of Cobra Kai, and many of the students would choose to stay with Carice, since Johnny was barely around, and Johnny would want to talk to Jack, but Jack would tell him how Sensei Carice was right. He would say that the world showed no mercy, and why should they? So Jack would stay in Cobra Kai in this timeline, so Johnny would be heartbroken, and Cobra Kai would start to grow. And much like in the original timeline, Johnny would open Eagle Fang, and Robbie would be his first student. And much like in the original timeline, Mr. Miyagi would pass away around this time, and Daniel would be devastated. Daniel would hear that Carice was back, and this will make Daniel mad, so Daniel would want to take down Cobra Kai. So in Mr. Miyagi's honor, Daniel would reopen Miyagi-Do, and that is where I'm going to end part 2. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Jack Brewer joined Cobra Kai? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.